Mark Brown.
And I'm Markway McCullough. And this is Mark My Words.
He said, man, he gonna let me know if you made first team.
Yeah.
I said, if I ain't first team, it shouldn't be no first team.
Right, yeah, ain't no first
And
team.
it's not even me being like arrogant, but it's just like I put in that work.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting on the article to come out.
Right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mark My Words. Today we have Jalen Duke here with us, Nashville native. Before we dive, man, they do tell me, man, are you from out east or are you from East Nasty? Because it's a difference.
From out south.
Okay.
Say, from out south. If I had to pick, I lived in every part of the city, pretty much. Probably. So, but I grew up out south.
Okay.
So, like born in, out south. So
right.
I say out south.
Right. So, yeah, Nashville native, prepped at MLK under the legendary Hall of Fame coach Don Shelton. From high school, transitioned to TSU, was there for 4 years, and then his grad year he spent at Cumberland University with yours truly. So, and we're going to dive into high school, man. Just, you played for a legendary coach, Don Shelton. Just kind of tell us about how that was playing for Coach Shelton.
Man, Coach Shelton's a legend in the city, man. Went to the state tournament 7 times, 2 state championships. Coached there for 25 years, man. But, people know him. He's just a unique coach.
Right.
Like, people talk about, like, his antics and stuff, like timeouts. He would call timeouts. Like, as soon as you tip the ball, first 30 seconds of the game, you might call a timeout. Or have a timeout, come guys sitting, like, crisscross applesauce and stuff.
Right.
But, he's a good coach, man. And just, he really challenged me mentally, like, as soon as I came in as a freshman. So.
Right. So. And then within your stint at MLK, obviously you guys had some success, man. But you played up against some heavy hitters, some really good programs, some really good players. Kind of tell us about that.
Man, off the top of my head, the CPA teams, some of the best teams.
Yeah,
I know they left the district after my sophomore year.
Right.
But yeah, just Jalen Lindsey, Braxton, Blackwell and Braxton Bonds, Jake Allsmiller, Craig Bradshaw, those guys, man. They win the state championship every year for a good run. So they were tough. Of course, the East Nashville teams. Yeah. They were in the state tournament every year. Of course, Pearl Cone, Stratford, Whites Creek.
Right.
It was just, just heavy, man.
Yeah.
Every night it was a battle.
Yeah, man, your senior year, spring 2015, I remember actually, and that was the year I was transferring into Cumberland. But I remember coming back home for a matchup in particular. Man, it was the Maplewood game at Maplewood. Man, you versus Bo Hodges. Man, that was probably by far one of the best, not only high school game but high school matchups that me personally I've seen in a while. You remember anything about that game, or what's your highlights from that game?
You said at Maplewood?
Yeah.
I don't remember that game in particular. I remember playing against them in the district.
Right.
But man, Bo's a Maplewood legend, man. Mr. Basketball, they won the state championship. So I don't know. It was just battles, man. Yeah. Just battles.
Yeah. And Bo's gonna, he was at ETSU. And then he'll be at Butler now. So man, hopefully he does some great things, and continue to, a stellar college career, and keep putting on for the city, man. So, man, accomplishment awards, man. Just to tell our viewers, just how you capped off your senior year.
You talking about Cumberland?
Yeah. No. At MLK.
My junior year I was district MVP. Of course, I was all district, like I think from sophomore to senior year. But after my senior year, I finished the all-time leading scorer, man, and that was big for me. Right. It was big for me.
Right. And then touching on to AAU, you played for the Nashville Celtics as well. I played for the Celtics as well. I played for 1 year. Played alongside of guys like Alex Porthers, Kendall Anthony. Trying to think who else on that team. I apologize if any of my teammates, if y'all watching this stuff, I forgot. Hey man, it's been a long day. Please forgive me, but heck of a program, man. Sending kids to colleges and universities all across the country at all levels. Man, how was it playing for the Nashville Celtics?
It was great, man. I was loyal to the Celtics for all my years of playing. I loved it. Great relationships. Still close with guys now. And I got a chance to play up sometimes.
Yeah.
Guys like Jalen Barford, who with the Arkansas, McKenday London, played Xavier. Just a bunch of guys, man. Jamario Rivers, he played at Memphis. It's just learning, man, building relationships is what it's about. So.
Yeah. So, which leads into, now we've graduated high school, and there's two letters that are almost tattooed on every kid's forehead. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to college athletics.
Yeah.
And I would say a number and a letter, but D1. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the forefront of amateur sports. I got to go D1. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm going D1. D1 or nothing. You know what I'm saying? You've been blessed with opportunity after high school to embark, a scholarship and you got to go on to that Division I experience. Just kind of talk about that.
Man, it's a blessing, man. Just it taking you places like when we on road trips and we at Duke and we at Kansas and we at Purdue and we playing at Texas and we playing against these guys that's about to get drafted. It's like, you know what I mean? It all builds up to this. Like you play basketball your whole life, but then it takes you here. Right. It's amazing, man. It just makes you look back and reflect. Right. The list of guys we played, man. My 4 years at TSU is just. Yeah. I know we talk about it sometimes. John Morant, Jason Tatum, Dennis Smith Jr., Mo Bamba, Carson Edwards. I mean, it's just it's just amazing what a game could take you, man.
And it's one of those that you suiting up to compete. Right. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna trying to win a game. Right. You're trying to win your matchup. Yeah. But at the same time, it's in the back of your mind. It's like, man, I'm saying, like I'm really on the floor with this guy. You know what I'm saying? That's getting all this attention, of views, of fans, of followers. Right. Whatever lottery, first round, second round prospect. You know what I'm saying? Right. In the back of your mind, it's like, man, I'm actually on the floor. But it comes to a sense to where, in which we actually talked about on a previous episode, is you and I'll stick with high school. You get kids that. That'll be on the floor with a guy that's an ESPN top 100 or top 10 in his class, and it's just kind of like, well, man, I don't want to be that guy on his mixtape. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Or it's like, oh man, this guy's so good. I don't know if I can guard him. I don't know if I match up with him. And guys kind of shy away from that challenge. What you think about that?
Man, I mean, you got to go into it. You got nothing to lose. Right. You know what I mean? I mean, you're already the underdog. Of course, we weren't the favorite to beat any of these guys, Kansas, Duke, any of these guys, but you got nothing to lose. And then, because we played Kentucky, right? My last year at TSU. But Duke, I mean, we were back and forth with him the whole game. Yeah. And I mean, Luke Kennard kind of got loose in the second half. Right. Hit like 3 threes in a row, and then they kind of pushed it. And the Cameron Crazies guy, and then it was a wrap after that. But, I mean, you just, you never know what could happen. Right. I mean, who was that to beat Duke and Kentucky this past year? That was
one of them was Evansville.
Beat Kentucky. And then who was Stephen F. Austin at Duke?
It beat Duke. Yeah, I believe so. I'm not sure, but
I mean, you never know what could happen,
man. And since you speak on that, you are kind of we're in today's college basketball. You still got your Power Fives and you still got these big time programs and coaches and players, but we're somewhat in an era where these mid majors or these low major schools. I mean, they stepping the game up. You know what I'm saying? Like they're competing and they're even beating some of these bigger schools. Right. Being in the OVC, you know what I'm saying? Being in the OVC, which I think is one of the more decent or better mid-major conferences. Yeah. You front row, you know what I'm saying, or you on the floor, you know what I'm saying. What was that experience? Being in those type of environments, playing against those type of players, not just once. You traveling to a classic, or you going to a non-conference game, out of state or something like that. You had to play some stiff competition twice. Right. You know what I'm saying, and then you mess around and had to play them again in the conference tournament. Yeah. Just kind of talk about that.
Man, it's just. I mean, mid-majors is a step in that game up. I mean, the players hold the power, man. Yeah. Like, people get caught up in the Power 5. I mean, of course, if you're good enough and you want to go there, that's what you do. But I mean, I'll speak on the OVC since that's what I was in. I mean, you know, it's NBA guys coming out there at least 1 or 2 a year.
Right.
Got this past year with Ja and Dylan Winner, first round. But you look back, Isaiah Cannon, Campaign, Rob Covington, Kenneth Fareed.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you good, I mean, they're gonna find you.
Right.
I mean, you at least go pro.
Right.
But I mean, it's OVC is great, man.
Yeah.
Strong.
And so tying that back into, you know, high school kids with the, you know, having that and it's one of those, I'm not a dream killer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, shoot for the stars, but what do you think is going to take? And it's tough because, I mean, you got social media.
Right.
You know, at the click of a button, you know, you got access to a Ja Morant. You can see what he ate for breakfast. You can see his morning workout.
Right.
You can see his afternoon workout. If you go to the movies or the mall, you know what I'm saying? And I think kids get so fixed on that. But what you have an idea? What do you think it's going to take to get kids to realize that, hey, man, you know, you don't necessarily have to go to, you know, a Duke or Michigan State or Kansas. The cameras are gonna follow you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's it's not a knock to those schools, but it, you know, kids kind of get fixed on, you know, if I don't go high major, if I don't go, you know, mid major, you know, I'm kind of, you know, it's almost like a self-sabotage. You know what I'm saying? What do you think it's gonna take? Or do you have an idea of, you know, what it's gonna take to get kids to kind of understand that, man, if, again, like you said, if you're good, they're going to find you.
Right.
But at the same time, if you're really good, no matter where you go, the cameras are going to follow you. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I think it's getting better now with people like Ja. You know what I mean? Just Damian Lillard, you know, CJ McCollum, those type of guys that win mid-major. Right. And they're like becoming stars in the league. Right. I think it's becoming better. But it is like social media, man. Like, I mean, you look at it, of course, D1 a bust. Yeah. Power 5 a bust. Right. That's not always the case. I'm not, I mean, I don't have the answers, but I don't know. If you're good, they're going to find you. Right. Like, for sure. Regardless of wherever you go, they're going to find you. And the camera's going to follow. Right. You do your thing, then you'll be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Right.
So going into TSU, now we're in, you know, we're going to fast forward to, well, I can't remember if it was, you know, junior year or your senior year, foot injury. Yeah. How was that, man?
That was, so coming into TSU, I redshirted. Of course, we had the whole team was pros, man. Right. Like, I wish we'd have won it. We got upset by Austin Peay that year. Yeah. In the second round, well, the first or second round of the OVC tournament. They ended up winning it. Last seed, they ended up winning it. And just going from being like one of the young guys not playing to my last year at TSU starting. Right. And then just starting, and then 5th game of the year, the game before we played Kentucky. Right. Breaking my foot, man. That was just like, you go from low to high, and then just back to low, like that quick. You know what I'm saying? So that was tough, man. That was hard to deal with, but I mean, gotta bounce back, man. Yeah. Adversity, you know what I'm saying?
So how was that? Because, I mean, you know, it's a lot of pounding. Right. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, basketball, it's, you know, as a sport where you're doing a lot of cutting. Right. It can be back and forth. You know, today's basketball, we like to get up and down. How was the recovering process? Yeah. And then I'm asking you, I guess, a 2-part question. How was the recovery process? And then was there, coming back, was there any doubt or were you timid with your foot?
Man, so I'll start off with how it happened. My foot had been hurting, like, but I just thought, you know, we ran a lot, got up and down fast. I'm thinking, okay, one side of my foot hurt, you know what I'm saying? But we played Cal State Northridge in LA. I could test a shot, come down on it, snap. Yeah. Like the bone just, man. And it's like, man. And I'm just like, man, you know, hopefully it ain't broke, you know what I'm saying? Get the x-ray, and it's broke. I'm just like, so season over. And then coming back, man, I mean, of course, I gained like 20 pounds. Right. I mean, it's nothing you can't do cardio. Right. You can't, I mean, you can do some stuff, but it's like, so just that summer, man, I had to lock in and just first drop that weight.
Right.
So I could be me again.
Right.
But yeah, it was scary at first, man, because like it's not the same. Like of course, you get cleared to play, and you running on it, you trying to run and jump, but it's not the same. You're not used to doing the same stuff. So and it's my left foot too.
Right.
So that's anybody know me, I'm a one leg jumper. So it's like, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it just got better. You know what I mean? Got back in the rhythm, dropped the weight, and I was just back to myself again, man. But it took a lot of. I went on a strict diet. Yeah. Like the summer before I got to Cumberland. Yeah. I just told myself, I said, man, it ain't gonna end like this. Right. Yeah. It ain't gonna be just like, man, J Duke broke his foot. He wasn't the same. Yeah. Like it's not gonna happen.
And I think that's the. I think that's the biggest hurdle. The mental aspect, recovering from an injury. It's, are you trusting your trainers? You trusting your doctors? Your athletic trainers, or your basketball trainers. Your coaches, your parents, everybody that's involved is trying to get Jalen back to 100%. But it's that again, that voice in the back of your head. It's like, all right, okay, I'm cleared. I can play, I can practice, I can train, but it's kind of like, now I'm watching how I'm moving. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Or, when you get a chance to explode off that foot, lay up, dunk, whatever the case may be, it's just kind of like, and one false move and that can set me back. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like mentally, you talk of your diet, working out, and getting back. Mentally, how did you prepare yourself to kind of, hey man, you good, like you cleared, you good, let's get back.
They were trying to get me back like during the season, because the timetable for my injury was 6 to 8 weeks, right? But that's just to be cleared to do stuff. I'm thinking 6 to 8 weeks, I'm back on the court, I'm straight, let's play. But after that 6 to 8 weeks, man, I was cleared for rehab and just cleared to do whatever. Like that means the bone is strong enough. Right. So I didn't know that. They're like, man, Jay, when can we get you back? You good to play? But I'm like, nah. I was actually cleared to play in February. Yeah. And that's right before we get in the.
That's the heat of the season.
Yeah. But it's like, you can't just jump right back in. Right. Like I broke it in November. I mean, I haven't. You just can't jump back in. So that summer though. I mean, we
got to work.
Yeah. I mean, that's just when I started to catch my rhythm back. Of course, in the off season, I was playing pickup. I wasn't myself, of course, but just getting back in the rhythm, playing, and then just leading up to before my grad year at Cumberland, man, it was all systems go.
Right. So, which leads to, we finished our undergrad at TSU, which leads to, you ended up leaving TSU, and now we're transferring to Cumberland. We're transferring NAIA, you know what I'm saying? We're transferring down. Give me your perception prior to Cumberland. What was your perception, or were you even aware of NAIA basketball?
I wasn't aware. I know it's a step down, right, quote unquote. But I just got to the point, man, making my decision my grad year. It's like, man, I want to go kill. Yeah. Like, I'm just trying to go kill. Right. I just got to the point. I was talking to D1s, transferring, but just like when I really thought about it, I'm just like, what am I trying to do? Right. Like, am I trying to, you know what I mean? Like, what's my goal? Of course, I want to win, of course, but like as a player, what am I trying to do? Right. So I said, Coach Lou reached out to me early when I entered the transfer portal, and then I hit him back. He was just like, the offer's on the table. You want to take it? Of course, I talked to a whole bunch of other schools, but then I hit Lou back, and I was just like, let me come to campus. Let me visit. Let me see what he's talking about. Right. And of course, we sat down, we talked. He was just like, man, the Mid-South is low-level D1 or D2 talent. Yeah. He said, you come in, I want you to be the guy. He said, you should be a guy average 15 all conference and just be the guy. Come do you. So you ain't got to worry about minutes. Right. And I'm just like, okay. I ain't got nothing else to talk about, man.
So I'm gonna pause you right there. Let's say you got two scenarios, right? Mm-hmm. You got a kid that, at the higher level, Division I level, he may, I don't know how I want to put it. At that level, he may be kind of the back end of a rotation guy. May just be a practice player. May even be a walk-on. You know what I'm saying? You got a kid in that situation. Okay, let's take that same kid that's being contacted by a Division II or NAIA, and you have a coach or coaching staff that's coming at that kid with the way Coach Luke came at you.
Right.
Hey, man, I want you to come here. I want you to be the guy. Man, I want you to shoot X amount of shots a game. You're going to play 35 plus minutes a game. Again, I want you to come here and be every bit of you.
Right.
What do you think is the difference? Not in the situations, but what do you think is the difference between kids going that Division I route and being a back end player or a practice player or walk on versus going somewhere or going to a program at a lower level where they can leave it all out on the floor?
Man, it's just that D1 tag, man. I mean, of course, out of conference games we flew,
right?
Get gear, of course, playing big names. But I mean, if you're not playing, I mean, you're just there. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, and if you cool with that, that's fine. But if you somebody that's trying to do something with the game,
right? I
mean, you got to go to the situation that best fits you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if it's a situation where D2 NAIA, you got to go to that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got a coach that's going to let you rock out,
right.
I mean, you got to do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's about it's about what you're trying to do.
Right.
I'll say that.
Right.
Because if you just want to be on the team for the gear and be able to say you on the team, yeah, I'm D1, you know what I mean? If you want to do that, then you can go sit the bench somewhere and just be fresh.
Right.
And warm up and just, you know what I mean, people can just say you on the team. But if you're trying to do something, if you really a dude,
right, and
it's like you got to go to the situation that best fits you regardless of where it's at, because you're going to have opportunities to play further or whatever.
Right.
You know. So it's just about what's your mission.
Right. And which, I look at some of these, bigger programs, Division I programs, and, what I catch myself doing is looking towards the end of the bench. And I'm just like, man, like that kid is, got a nice body, or he looks athletic, or man, that kid probably can, he probably can shoot the lights out, given a chance. But it's hard to see that or display that, if you catching splinters.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Right. So it's just that's one thing you got some guys that. You got some what they call them, GPA guys, right. Or you have your preferred walk-ons, or you have your practice players, and if that's what you see fit, or if that's what you see your value in, hey,
there's no knock on it.
Right, it's no knock on it. Be my guest, right. But I see a lot of guys, and it's just like, and it be guys, right. You know what I'm saying? Like I know guys, I know kids that it's like, man, you can play. I know you can play. Right. I've seen you play.
Right.
But the world don't know you can play
right.
because you catching splinters
right.
at the end of the bench of this big time or this big name program. And that's something I've always thought about. I just think it's perception.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, you can take a picture and post you in a Division I uniform. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we pull up the stats. It's like, you ain't get no minutes.
I see goose eggs. You know what I'm saying? Or you can say that, man, I was roommates with so and so, or man, we out to eat, or we in Cali, we on the beach, and you know what I'm saying? Right. I got a first round draft pick standing behind me, which those things are nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking any of those things, but when it comes to like again, what you want to do, being a dude, right? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's just tough because it's like it's talent, man. It's talent. You know what I'm saying? You see talent, you see potential.
Yeah.
But man, the world don't know because they sit at the end of a bench.
Yeah, that's just that went a lot into my decision to go to Cumberland. Just the up and down the TSU, and then me getting up and then breaking my foot. I needed the opportunity to be who I am.
Right.
Like me in high school, averaging 25 my senior year, all-time leading scorer. Like I'm still that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when Lou was telling me like, I need you to come be you.
Right.
He was like, are you ready for that? I said, man, I average 25. I said,
right.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been that dude. Like, give me the ball.
Yeah.
And then, so when he told me that, I'm just like, let's do it.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I mean, and then, you know,
right.
have my year.
So, man, so what we're gonna do is, because you know, I'm a guy that, you know, I don't do, you know, we're on a podcast,
right?
You know, but I'm a type of guy. I'm gonna do less talking, and we're gonna show you.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is, man, let's show the audience, you know, a few clips of your senior year at Cumberland.
Oh my gosh, that's so sci-fi.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Man, I could watch that all day. You know what I'm saying? Which we gotta tap into the mid-range game.
Yeah.
But man, it was crazy, but at the same time, it was like, I'm not surprised that this guy's doing this, because I see him. You know what I'm saying? See him coming to the gym in the morning. I see him coming to the gym after lunch or after class, and then I see him in the gym. I'm ready. It's after practice. I'm ready to leave and go to the crib. Jay Duke on the gun, or he, you know, right. Or he grabbing his, you know, the younger guys, and he's pulling them
right.
into the gym, which kind of leads into, you know, my next topic. Kind of leads to my next topic, man. So you're at Cumberland, all right. We're in a new role, right? We go from, you know, high school. It was, you know, no knock to your teammates, but it was, you know, Jalen Duke. You know what I'm saying? We get to TSU. You know, we have our ups and downs. We go through an injury, you know, battling in and out of the rotation. To now we get to Cumberland, and you basically, us coaches, me and Coach Lou, Coach Lou in particular, he pretty much just hands you a basketball and be like, this is yours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or he gives you the keys.
Right.
And you know, hey, steer us. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Steer the ship. Not so much from a basketball standpoint, but you being the leader of a group of guys that, okay, we're on campus, and you know, you've tapped in with them a little bit via social media, text, and maybe FaceTime, but you're the leader of a group of guys, and you just stepped foot in this program. How was that?
Man, it was different, man. Coming from, of course, TSU. I feel like I was kind of in a leadership role at TSU, but then when the injury happened, I was on the floor with guys, so it was kind of different. I mean, I was there, you know what I mean? People looked up to me as a person and stuff, but then coming to TSU, it's like guys looking up to me. Right. So it's just like, now I gotta get back in that kind of high school mindset. Like, all right, you the older guy. You know, you a guy that's supposed to come in and kill. Right. Just flipping that switch, and it just took a little minute to flip my mindset a little bit, but once I did, man, it was go time. Right.
And you know, you weren't necessarily a guy, or I would say, and I would say we both share this characteristics, but you weren't necessarily a guy that, you know, verbally was going, you know, get after guys, or you weren't going, I'm this or I'm that. You know, it was just more so, you know, I'm strap up, throw my jersey on, and let's get to work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it was, whether if it was skill development, practice, a game, but it was consistent. Right. You know what I'm saying? Even, you know, we win a game, then we go on a couple game losing streak, or whatever the case may be, you still got the same Jalen Duke. Mentally, what was the preparation? Well, in your head, you know what I'm saying? What was the preparation like? Man, I'm tired. Or man, we just dropped a big game. Or, you know, or man, again, just kind of leading your peers, which can be a very tough thing to do. You know, when guys have their own agenda, their own aspirations. Again, mentally, you know, how was the preparation for that?
Man, just keeping in mind what I wanted to do personally. Just keeping the same habits regardless. it's just whatever you put in, man, it's gonna happen. Like I didn't want to have an off game.
Right.
Like I don't want to have a game where I look back and it's like I was off or somebody locked me up or I didn't hit no shots. Like in my head, I gotta kill every game.
Yeah.
Like it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I got to.
Right.
So just keeping, and I just feel like if I come in during the day, get up shots, we practice. If I stay after practice, get up shots, I come back at night, I shoot the night before the game.
Right.
And just keep it. It's no way I could be off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no way I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You keep that consistent, like, you know what I mean, routine.
Yeah.
It's no way to not do well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get out what you put in. So I don't know, man. Just building those habits. Of course, bringing guys with me.
Yeah.
Because shooting after practice, there was more and more guys shooting with me. Staying. I started off, man, the only guy shooting after practice then, because you know TJ, some of the freshmen.
Yeah.
And that's just what it's about, man.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just more. I'm gonna tell you what it takes.
Right.
But I'm gonna do it. Like I'm not a talker. Like I'll talk, but like to a point. It's like I'm really gonna do it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like
I'm not. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna just tell you like I'm gonna kill. I'm gonna go show you. Like, you know what I mean? So just that, man.
We get to a point in the season, man. You're shooting, 60% from the field, over 55% from three, and nearly 90% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
Some astronomical numbers.
Yeah.
How, again, going back to you being, less of a talker and more of a doer, how do you not, you know what I'm saying? How do you refrain from, getting a big head or even boasting just a little bit with numbers? Because you don't see those numbers every day.
Right.
You don't see those numbers every year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do you produce so efficient in that manner, but continue to kind of fly under the radar and continue to just be yourself and continue to put in the work that you have been doing every day?
Man, I know my team depended on me for one, so I'm not gonna get too high, too low.
Right.
But just remember my journey, man. Like I've been on the lowest of lows, so like I'm not gonna. I'm gonna finish this year out. I mean, cause we in practice.
Yeah.
Say somebody drives, kicks it to the corner, doesn't want more to me.
Yeah.
Lou, he's the best shooter in the country, man. He shoots 61%. In my head, I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I am. But it's like you gotta keep going, man.
Right.
And I'm just in the middle of the season. I'm thinking, man, I didn't go into the year. You can't predict I'm gonna lead the country.
Right.
But once it happened, it's like, all right, I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep playing my game, whatever. I'm not playing for stats.
Right.
And it gets towards the end of the year where it's like, okay, I'm going to. It's like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's just being consistent, man. Yeah. And it's just I wanted this chapter, this Cumberland chapter, I wanted to look back and it to be special.
Right.
Especially while I'm in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Like, let's keep it going. Like, let's end it how it's going. Like, just the moments I've had just with some of the game winners or big shots I hit with the numbers and stuff.
Right.
I just wanted to keep it going. I didn't want it to be a span of a few weeks where, man, J. Duke really shot the ball well.
Yeah.
And then he dropped off.
Right.
I wanted to keep that consistency going. So, just that, man. And I just wanted to be special and just be the best I could be for the team.
Fall 2019, going into that year, my intake was, people ask me, how y'all looking? When y'all got some pretty decent guys committing and pretty decent commits and stuff like that. What you think about the team or in particular players? And my response about Jalen Duke was always, I said, man, it's great to have a local, on the team. Obviously got some experience at the Division I level. Be tore it up in high school. Said, man, there's nothing loud about him. But I think he's going to be I don't know if he's going to be our best player, but I will say that's a guy that we're going to be able to depend on every single night. And I was like, man, I see him averaging. Lou and I talked about. I said, man, I can see J. Duke being a guy the average about 15, 16 a game. It's not gonna be loud. It's not gonna be pretty. It's just gonna be steady. It's gonna be consistent. And those are 15, 16 points that we can bank on every single night. Now you may have another guy that, you know, have a 20-point game, but then, you know, it made 8, 12 or something, like, you know, kind
every once in a while
bounce around. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, man, Jay Duke is gonna be a guy that we can depend on every single night. What we get? What was it, 18 a game? We finished 55% from the field, 55% from three, 82% from the free throw line. Again, those are numbers. I'm like, you know, the average person like you know what I'm saying? Like
video game stuff.
Yeah, that's video game stuff. But for me, and you know, you got your boys on the sideline, you know, cheering you on and hyping you up. You know what I'm saying? You know, they goating you. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got the goat. You got the goat symbol.
Everybody do that.
For me, man, it was never like, man, like, or I'm surprised or like I'm wild. It was like, nah, I see this kid get in the gym for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he does it every day. Yeah. I see this kid take care of his body, going to you know, the training room to get treatment. You know, ice baths, icing himself, you know what I'm saying, heat pad and all that thing. You know, I see him carrying himself the right way. Everybody loves him on campus. So it was never a surprise for me when I'm talking to kids and when I'm talking to parents. You know, people kind of get caught up in, man, you want, you know, I want my son or my daughter to do this, that, and the third. Or you get the player, man, I want to be all conference. I want to be league MVP. I want to go to the NBA. I want to go overseas. But it's just kind of like, those things are fine. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got to go, write it down, tape it to your wall, make a plan, execute it. But it's more, the focus should more so be, what are you willing to do to get there? You know what I'm saying? And it was never, I never heard you say it, and I never caught the vibe of, you know, man, I'm about to come here and I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to come here and get my 20. You know what I'm saying? Get my highlights, and so I can head across the water. I never heard you say it. I never caught that vibe. But what I did witness is constantly got in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And not only did you get in the gym, you constantly did things the same way. From you know, your jump shot, your footwork, your follow through. You know, the way you moved around on the floor. To me, that's where I was wild, or that's where I was amazed, because it's just like, man, this dude literally, not only does he get in the gym, but he does certain things the same way every single time, every single practice, every single outing, every single game, every single day. And I think, you know, kids or even parents, I think that more so should be the focus or the mentality. You know, what is it that I want? You know what I'm saying? And how am I going to do it? But what am I going to do to execute it this way every single time and master that?
I want to make sure it's known, I wasn't always that guy. To like be in the gym all the time, especially coming out of high school. Like, I wasn't, and I didn't know. Like, you already coming from high school to college, you working as hard as you ever have. Like, it's a different level. Everybody's stronger, faster. It's moving at a different pace. You know what I mean? So I wasn't. I mean, I thought, go to practice. I'm tired, man. I'm gonna go lay down. That's it. And then the older guys is coming back, working out. Well, they working out 2-3 times before practice even start. And it's like, okay. And then to now, my grad year, that's all I was in the gym. I could have easily chilled. I mean, grad, some classes online. I could have laid down, showed up for practice.
Speaking online, you didn't physically have, you know, it being your grad year at Cumberland. Physically, you didn't have to go to class. You know what I'm saying? It was more so log on, you know, check your work, submit assignments, take a test. You know what I'm saying? In which I talked to TJ about this a lot. You know what I'm saying? Having idle time. That could have easily been where obviously it was a great thing. You know what I'm saying? Because they gave you time to, you know, get in the gym multiple times throughout the day. Or even tap in, you know, with your coaches, come by the office and stuff like that. But that could have easily been a time to where, like, Right. You know what I'm saying?
Might get on the game.
Or, you know what I'm saying? 2K.
Sleep.
Or, sleep until, we practice around, 3:30. Man, I'm just chill, lay around about 2:30. You know what I'm saying? Go grab some, a shake or something.
Right.
Man, get to practice around, 3:10, 3:15, joke around locker room for about 5 minutes. Then I'm stepping on the floor at 3:25. It could have easily been that.
Right.
Or, man, I'm down the street. I'm at home. You know what I'm saying? Let me run a bro house real quick.
Yeah.
Or let me run a catch up with my boys at tissue.
Right.
Then I'll be back. That wasn't necessarily the case. You know what I'm saying? You took that time where, man, let me get up. Let me go get my breakfast, hit the training room. Let me get, you know what I'm saying, get my shots up today.
Right.
That's breakfast, you know what I'm saying. Go back to the room, do some work, come back, get some shots up before practice, and then, it was, let me get my 100 up or 200 up real quick. Then I'm back in the room, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Those are my wild moments. You know what I'm saying. Somebody that, and it's not me saying it biased, but because you're my player or anything like that, but it was just being a fan of basketball and anybody who I meet or anybody who I take under my wing in any shape, form, or fashion, I want the best for them. You know what I'm saying? I want them to be the best version of themselves. Right. So, it was a blessing to witness somebody do. You know what I'm saying? What am I trying to say? It was a blessing to see somebody execute that every single day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, I think if you had a chip in you, or you know what I'm saying, or if you had like a wristband or something that you wear every day, like that's what I would give the kids. I'm just like, hey man, like I watched the kid do this, put this on, activate it, and you do that every single day. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, you know what I'm saying, you'll see the results, or you'll reach some of those goals, aspirations that you seek out. But we, being locked in on a moment as you speak, instead of, being locked in right here, we get so caught up in that end goal. You know what I'm saying? And it's just kind of like, man, you missing out on all the fun is right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to get to that end goal and you're going to be a champion, or you're going to be All-American, or All-Conference, or League MVP. Right. But then it's time to reset, recoup, reset. And then now we got to embark on another journey, another goal. But all the fun is right here, though, within that journey.
Yeah, got to stay in the moment, because I keep going back to saying, I just wanted my last year to be special. Especially with me, with the numbers and stuff I was putting up. I wanted to end with that. Right. Like, how I started is how I finished. Right. Even with, like, the workouts we did, and we writing in the makes and stuff, and I'm shooting 80-something, 90% for a workout. Yeah. Like, we not just shooting layups and nothing. Like, we shoot threes, and it's like, okay, let me keep this going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just consistency, man. And it's just growth, because, like I said, I wasn't always that guy. I'm not going to act like I was always the guy to come in and do extra. I mean, I always work hard in practice, but, I mean, you practice, get in, get out. Yeah. And, you just don't know. Right. But just growing from being high school or college, even college, to my grad year, you just grow and just see what it takes. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think now, I think kids are getting more in the gym now. I don't know if it's like a social media thing. Right. I mean, some kids are getting better. I'm not going to say they're not. Right. But, like, we're in an era now where it's like you put your camera up and you doing this, but you're doing it for Instagram, Snapchat. I mean, are you trying to get better, or is it social media? I think it's good regardless. If you're in the gym, I mean, that's the goal.
That's the first step.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's it for? Are you doing it for show? Right. Like I said, what's your mission? What's your purpose? You know what I'm saying? Are you trying to get better, or are you trying to do it for the gram? Yeah. You know what I mean?
You get guys that, man, before they get in the gym, before they stretch, before they fully lace up, you know what I'm saying, before they even get a sweat going, they already tapping that live button. Right. You know what I'm saying? Which is, I may tap into, one or two here and there, and I'm just like, I'm always give credit where it's due. You in the gym, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? As a basketball guy, I appreciate that. But like I said, it gets to a point to, well, why are we doing this? You know what I'm saying? Your views on a live video, is that gonna get you that scholarship? Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. The likes on the post, is that gonna get you all league or MVP or all conference.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All American.
Yeah.
Is that gonna get you know, for guys that has aspirations to play after college?
Mm-hmm.
Is that gonna get you that contract, that deal, that opportunity?
Mm-hmm.
Which again, you know, I'm not we're not bashing social media, but
Right.
it can be a great tool,
Right.
but at the same time, it can be a great distraction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, guys can put more emphasis and energy into that rather than emphasis and energy into the actual work
Producing
itself.
it. Yeah.
So, man, we're gonna change directions a little bit. You know, we're talking about, you know, you preparing, you know, your work ethic, you performing. It was also because of the stiff competition we face. You know what I'm saying? Again, going back to, you know, I mean that's one of our staples.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Our coaching staff, like, hey man, you know, at this level, I mean, you can think it's all sweet. You know what I'm saying? You can think it's peaches and cream, and you got a red carpet laid out.
Yeah.
You think that if you want to, or in particular our conference,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can think you just gonna walk through the conference because you you know, because you big time, or because you D1, or because you think you should be at the Division I level, what you hear in the NAIA. That's definitely not the case. You know what I'm saying? You know, but again, going back to your preparation, your work ethic, it was because of, you know, the stiff competition that we face. Kind of talk about that.
Man, just, I mean, of course, when I was talking to Coach Lou about coming, and he's telling me about the level,
right?
I'm like, okay. And then I hear from other people like, yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
And then once I got there, start playing, I'm like, oh man, this ain't NAIA, or the quote unquote, you know what I mean, what people think. Georgetown, I think Georgetown, and you could tell me what you think. I think they could have they would have beat some D1s.
Yeah, for sure.
Last year. Like, I'm not gonna say which ones, but it's some Division I teams they would have beat.
That's what, and I'll say, man, I'll say Georgetown in particular, but even other teams in our conference.
Other teams, but
man,
you know.
Hey man, it's some Division I schools out there that will not put a Mid-South team on the schedule. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not to boast. You know what I'm saying? It's not to.
We just talk about the
I'm
level.
just, you know, I'm not even talking trash. I'm just being honest.
Level,
You know what I'm saying? Because when those exhibition games, you know, it's you know, they call them money games, or, you know, it's like a tune up for, you know, from the Division I's. But man, it's some Mid-South Conference teams that those guys won't put on their schedule because it's like, man, they're gonna come in here and play hard because they ain't got nothing to lose and they're the underdog. But man, if they walk out here with a win and a check, like you know, it's tough.
That's some of these big schools' worst fear, man.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I mean, you ain't got nothing to lose, like you said, but the talent is there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll just speak on the Mid-South. It's there.
Yeah.
I mean, just with the top teams. I mean, you know, Cumberland's, Georgetown, I already said, Shawnee State, Pikeville. I mean, just a battle.
Yeah.
Every night. I mean, of course, all conference players battles. But, yeah, I was surprised, I'll say. I didn't come into it thinking it's going to be weak.
Yeah.
Because I heard from, of course, Coach Lou and other people, like, it's strong.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was going to be what it was.
Yeah.
Like,
still kind of took that blow to the chin.
Yeah,
like,
it's like, okay.
Well, I heard this, but now I'm
it's
in
different
it,
when you're in it.
It's really real.
Yeah, it's different when you're in it. So when people like, I just hope people don't look like, oh, J. Duke did this. He did this in NAIA. Like, it's real.
Nah, pull up that film and
I
mean,
it's
look
people,
up those rosters.
It's good players.
Yeah.
I mean, D1, D2, anybody transfers that couldn't come in and kill, and it's not even a knock on them. Like that's how good the conference is.
Especially would have been a transfer league like what Georgetown, you know, had a kid from WKU, that actually played. They had a kid from Siena that actually played and averaged double figures. You know what I'm saying? I had the Coffee kid and Cowherd who had been in that program, you know, their whole college career, and man, they probably got all they. You know what I'm saying? They have a decorative resume. You know what I'm saying? Now those are two guys that are going to get an opportunity to play professional basketball. You know, just you being right in the mix of that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you matching up and playing against guys that, you know, are at this low level, NAIA level, and now they're about to embark on, you know, pro opportunities. How did that or how do you think that can change the perception of NAIA basketball?
Me like the guys going pro.
Yeah.
Stuff. Man, like I was saying, if you good, they're gonna find you, and that's any level. I don't mean that like D1.
Yeah.
Of course, D1. I mean, we be real about it. D1 level, you be good anywhere, they're gonna find you for the league.
Right.
The NBA.
Right.
Like if you go to a mid-major, shit like a John Morant, like I said, Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum,
Yeah.
you can't go to the league D1. But
Right.
like lower levels, I mean, you gonna go pro, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you do what you do, they
Right.
gonna find you.
Right.
They gonna hit you up. They
Right.
just gonna hit you up,
Right.
regardless. So, I mean, those guys are good, man.
Yeah.
Just a lot of pros on that team in particular.
Yeah.
But even the other teams, man, it's just everybody wasn't a senior, but those seniors on that team was tough.
Yeah.
Just a lot of pros coming out the Mid
Yeah.
South, man.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I'm glad to be in the mix of one of those guys.
Right. Right.
One of those best guys.
And, you know what I'm saying? You gain a lot of respect from
Right.
those guys.
And that's what I wanted to do while I was playing.
Yeah.
Like coming into the season, I had my goal.
Right.
Like I gotta show
Yeah.
who I am.
Right.
But then getting in the conference play, like, all right, I feel like I'm the best, but they gonna know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's up for debate who people
Right,
think
right.
who is the best.
Yeah.
But after it's all said and done, I'm gonna be in that conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People even talk about GOATs, and I'm just talking about other conversations.
Yeah.
As long as you're in the conversation, that's all you can
That's
ask
it,
for.
yeah.
Because somebody could say this, somebody could say that. You're not wrong. It's
Yeah.
all opinion.
People, yeah, ain't gonna have their opinion.
Right. And that's once we got towards the end of conference play, and I'm hearing, you know, Jay Duke might win conference MVP if we
Yeah.
won more
Right,
games or
right.
if our record was better.
Yeah.
That's all I could ask.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But the fact that you're in that conversation,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
That's all I
There's
can ask.
certain things that, you know, that we have no control over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we dropped some games we shouldn't have dropped. You know, we went on a couple losing streaks. Injuries, you know, a couple guys maybe grades.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But even in the midst of all of that, one, Jay Duke still produced.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Jay Duke was still Jay Duke. And then two, for Jay Duke's name to still be in those conversations of, you know, all league or league MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I think that speaks for itself. So
It's like TJ. He had somebody at the banquet. I forgot who.
yeah,
Who was a player for Pikeville or
Right.
something at the banquet. They announcing first team all conference
Yeah.
because we wasn't there.
right,
He said, "Man, he gonna let me know if you made first team."
yeah,
I said, "If I ain't first team, it shouldn't be no first team."
right, yeah, ain't no.
And it's
first
not even me being like
Yeah.
arrogant, but it's just like I put in that
team.
work.
Yeah,
I produced this.
yeah,
I don't. I'm just waiting on the article to come out.
right, right.
Like it's not even
So
no arrogant stuff because that's not me. But
Yeah.
it's like I was one of the best.
yeah, the proof in the pudding.
Yeah. So that's it on that.
So it's the conclusion of our season. And although the season didn't go as planned, you know, there's a lot of things we wish we would have did different.
Mhm.
Again, you know, a lot of games we could have gotten back, but conclusion of the season, and you know, all this hard work, you know what I'm saying, and efficiency and productivity, you know, now we get to reap those benefits. You know, we do receive first team all conference honors. You know what I'm saying? We do receive all American honors. We got some player of the weeks and things of that nature. How are you feeling that, or at that time, how are you feeling? You know, it's one, your season is done. You know, your college career is over. You know, how is that feeling?
Mhm.
And then, you know, with your accomplishments, awards, and accolades, kind of tie off that again. How are you feeling at this point?
Man, I feel like it was a special year from an individual standpoint, and that's why I went as hard as I did during the season because I wanted to look back on it and be like, this was special. You know what I'm saying? Of course, first team, All-American honors, maybe making a first or second team if our record was better.
Right.
Most points in the season in
Mhm.
10 years. Led the country at 3-point percentage. I mean, that's special stuff.
Right.
And that's stuff I wasn't looking at. Like, I'm not pulling up the website after every game. Like, what am I shooting from
Right,
here? What am I
right.
shooting from here? I hear it, but it's just like I got to keep going.
Yeah.
So at the end, like you're saying, the end of the season, I can look back and be like, oh, it's special.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll be remembered at
Yeah.
Cumberland just for my 1 year. Of course, you sent me they got the little picture of me on the little walk.
Right.
Fan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's special, man.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody else's picture was right there.
Right.
last year.
Yeah.
And after my year is over, like, they got me on there. I'm just thinking, like, that's why I put it on Instagram. I was like, I'm honored, man.
Yeah.
Because it's like, just to have that impact in a year.
Right.
It's just special. So I'm just thankful, man. It's part of the journey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just thankful,
but
man.
again, man, so, you know, we go through this whole process and we're getting all this respect. We're getting all these accolades, you know, awards and accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Yet you get the same guy. And I say that because, man, you'll get a guy that, you know what I'm saying, they have one good game or one good day or one good week. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, you know, if you ain't know him, you'll hop on their social media like, hey, this joker can go. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or he real. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because he had a good game or a good tournament or
Right.
a good week or a good month.
Right.
You know, in your case, it was,
Business, man.
yeah, business is business.
Yeah. You just got to stay in the moment. Like I said, man, it's like, with practice, I'll say this. When I redshirted at TSU, coming out of high school, we redshirted. Team full of pros, older guys. We weren't gonna play. Me and my guys I came in with,
Right.
we weren't gonna play. But after that, okay, redshirt freshman. We practicing. We still weren't playing. We still freshmen, but we felt like we should have been playing.
Yeah.
So, in that, we learned to love practice.
Right.
Practice was our games.
Yeah.
Like, we got a point to prove.
Right.
Like, we knew we wasn't gonna play, but we got to work. And like, whether he play us or not,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna gain his respect,
Right.
and you gonna know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just took that. I always remember that, man. During the season, like, I'm not gonna get too high, because I remember when I was injured or into the bench, coach would, but some, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm just trying to build, and it's an everyday thing, man.
Right.
Like practice. Was it a practice? You think? Be honest. Was it a practice that I wasn't? And I'm not being, but like, was it a practice I wasn't like killing?
Not to, and it's
Like just doing consistent, doing
Right.
my thing. Just, you know what I mean?
yeah. I say it was. I don't remember a practice, a workout, or anything where
Just consistent. Like,
you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
Where it wasn't game like
Right.
for you.
That's what I mean.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now was it moments, you know what I'm saying, where you might have got a little with, man, come on, J Duke, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Or
of course. That's
box
gonna
it,
happen.
man, don't, you know,
Yeah,
man,
that's gonna
and
happen.
you gave up offensive rebound or you gave up middle penetration.
Right.
No,
Right.
it was never,
Yeah.
it was almost like what, 2K, you get your grade or whatever.
Right.
It was never, man, J Duke, you was a D- today, bro.
Right.
Like I don't,
That's what I mean.
What's
Yeah.
going on? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was never that situation. It
Right.
was, you know, again, you came before,
Right.
put in work, you put in work during,
Yeah.
and then you put in work after.
Right.
That was every day.
Yeah. So I would never get the big head and do that. You know what I mean? Because like it could easily be over. Like it
Right.
was over. I started, broke my foot at the D1 level.
Yeah.
I know it could be
Yeah.
done.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I could never have a good practice, good game, good week, player of the week. Oh yeah, be big and bad. Like
Yeah.
it could be over,
Yeah.
or you could just stop playing well. You know
Right.
what I mean? So just controlling what I could control, put the work in, and then just perform, man, produce,
Yeah.
and then I can look back on that year and it was special. So I'm grateful for that.
So now we're stepping into coaching. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're a new addition to our staff. You know, you'll be our grad year.
Yeah.
You'll be our grad GA.
Yeah.
I'm tripping. You'll be our GA assistant.
assistant.
You know what I'm saying? Grad assistant. What's your thoughts, man? What are you looking forward to? What's interest you? What's interest you to step onto this side,
Mhm.
to the side of the game?
I'm just interested, man. I've always, while I played, try to look at it from a coach perspective, like what a coach was thinking and stuff. Like, I think what was good about me as a player, I think any coach that has coached me can say, like, how coachable I was and how I knew what the coach wanted. You know what I mean? Just thinking, like, you know what I mean, what's required of me, what's the team need, you know what I mean? So I'm just interested to be on this side and just learning from y'all. And I don't know, man. Help teaching the guys some stuff, and just, you know, just helping out any way I can.
Well, I think the beauty in it is our guys will have a chance to look up to and be coached by a guy like, hey man, like less than a year ago, you know, depending on how COVID goes and stuff like that, but
Right.
you know, less than 6 months, 8 months, a year ago, I was right there. You know what I'm saying? And not just game, I was right there.
Right.
you know, in practice and workouts, not necessarily having to go to class, but having to deal with school and athletics. Right. I was right there. Right. And you know what I'm saying? And I produced and I did things a certain way and I did them every day. Ain't no excuse, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, that's not to say that we're looking for another Jalen Duke or there'll be another Jalen Duke. But just from the standpoint of, you know, being a student athlete, taking care of business in the classroom and take care of business on the court, and then putting in the work, you know what I'm saying, and reaping the results from it. You know, you were that guy, and now you're in a position to where you can bless other guys, you can coach other guys and train and develop other guys, not to be you, but to be themselves, but to be successful how you were.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Just different side, like you said, just teaching guys, my experience, of course, being D1 and coming NAIA, doing my thing. I'm just looking forward to it, man. It's just, of course, learning from y'all. And I don't know. It's a different side. So, see how it goes, man.
But, man,
glad to be there.
I'm excited, man. I really am. Man, definitely would love to have you for another year. But, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, you went out with a bang. Yeah. And speaking of going out with a bang, we're gonna go out on this episode with a bang. Let's show this clip to the viewers.
And he does it all over.
Look at you.
And they call a technical
hey, man.
On the way down. Perhaps a few words.
What's going through your head in that, man?
Well, first when Aaron got it on the 2-on-1, I'm knowing he's gonna drop it off. Right. Aaron's a good passer. Yeah. I'm already getting my feet right because I know he's gonna drop it off. Yeah. And the dude's sinking, so I'm gonna just take his head off. Right. So look, you can see the little choppy steps, and then I knew he was gonna jump, and then of course ref teed me up, man. But that was just one of the moments, man. Like just dunk it, and then you just look in the crowd, look at the bench, you see everybody go crazy. It's just one of the moments, man. Of course, that's at the end of a dub. Right. Just to cap that off, that was one of the moments.
But even, and I'm gonna take this full circle. We jumped off the left foot. Right. You get what I'm saying? Right. So it's amazing to see how.
I didn't even think about it like that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's full circle. You know, we injure our left foot. You know what I'm saying? Recover, come back, transition with a new school. And you know, not to dive too deep in it, but it was great to see, like, you know what I'm like you jumped as if like I do this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you jumped as if you ain't never hurt your foot before. You know what I'm saying? So it's just great to see that come back full circle. And then just the crowd reaction, our bench reaction, and
even make it even more special. You know, my grandfather passed away in February. Yeah. And you can see him like just, I mean, he jumped up out the gym. Yeah. You know what I mean? I just want to high five. And, you know what I mean? And just him being there for that and seeing that before he passed, man, it's special. It was a special moment. Yeah. Man. So,
that definitely just went on to the special moment, man. You gave us a special season, a season of moments, and I'm blessed, man. I appreciate you. I'm forever grateful. You know what I'm saying, for being able to coach you, and I'm even more excited to work alongside of you, man. And you know, I believe our program is headed in the right direction. Obviously, it's more work to be done, easier said than done. But you know, having a guy like you on our staff, man, I definitely think it's a big addition, great addition, and I'm looking forward to the future, man.
Me too, man. Glad to be a part. Whatever I could do.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, dog.
Appreciate it, my guy.
We get down.